Kyle Busch, and around goes Kyle Larson.
Ooh, man, oh, big impact.
Man.
Thank God that safer barrier's there, but that was still a huge impact.
Second caution of the day, lap 48.
Oh, yeah, you can see right there, left rear tire goes out, and he's
Yep.
lost control at this moment. He's trying to keep it going straight.
Yep.
Hits the outside wall.
This is the one that's going to
he's
hurt.
just
Watch
going
this
along
thing come
for the
down
ride.
through here, head on into that inside wall.
Just
Roof
nothing
flap.
he can do at this point.
Just hang on. And watch
Straight
that.
into the
Look
safer
watch
barrier.
that safer barrier. Watch that thing flex and shoot that car back out.
Now you're talking about a 3,400-pound piece of machinery.
In 2016, Kyle Larson took a massive hit down the backstretch at Fontana, California, after getting loose down the straightaway and overcorrecting to the bottom of the racetrack. As Larson's car would slide towards the inside retaining wall, it had to be very scary. But this is one of the biggest mistakes that Kyle Larson has ever made. You don't see a driver his caliber make this mistake, especially on a straightaway. But for Larson, this was definitely a first, and I don't think he's made that mistake since, even though he's made plenty of mistakes in his entire NASCAR career.
Begins to loom large in these rear view mirrors for the two that lead the way through 4, now into 5 and turn 6.
All of that contact between the two leaders is allowed. Watch it. Oh, the 24 is spinning. The 24's, oh, there's a multiple cars into the wall here. There must be oil or some kind of fluid down on the racetrack right there in turn. We got more cars coming in.
William Byron is reporting that the curb came up. He hit the curb in the 24.
Yeah, the curving is coming up, and that's what everyone hit when they were coming through there in turn 6. The curving comes up, catches a bunch of the cars, the front ends of the cars, and numerous cars are destroyed. Take a look at what happened to Daniel Suarez's car. The 22 of Legato also involved.
Big, good angle to see how the rest of the field. Look at the 22 destroyed his car over the curb. See how the rest of these guys get piled in here. Oh, more cars getting destroyed going through turn 5 over that curb. Unbelievable.
In 2021, NASCAR wanted to debut their brand new idea of going to Indianapolis to run the road course. It was the first time that NASCAR had ever done such thing, as they had been doing the rectangle, the oval part of the track, ever since its inception of going there. And NASCAR debuted it in one of the dumbest ways possible. They had a malfunction with one of the curbs down the backstretch, which would ensue a massive crash involving Joey Logano hitting the tire barriers, Kyle Busch being involved, oil was all over the racetrack, and NASCAR had to red flag the race and repair the track. This was one of the biggest fails in NASCAR of all time.
Jeff Gordon says we were absolutely struggling back in traffic. They made a track bar adjustment. His car still absolutely on the tight side.
And as anticipated, Mark Martin couldn't get the pit.
No, he didn't get the left front on.
Yeah, this has went downhill fast.
You know, Larry, it just never fails. Substitute drivers with a different team and different people, spotters, crew chief, really difficult. And on a track like this where it's so intense.
And a bad day goes worse for Mark Martin.
That was probably a whoa, and he thought he said go.
And now he is being held for pitting outside the box.
Car, Stephen Wallace in the 66, and David Stremme in another car owned by Rusty. Oh, we got a spin. It's a tap from Wallace.
Right behind you.
Oh, the big one in turn 1, heavy contact, cars in the wall, Stephen Wallace heavily damaged. There comes Kyle Krisiloff down, David Rudiman involved.
See the intensity level coming up on these guys.
We saw Mike Wallace look like he was going below David Rudiman right here, but they ran up on a slower car. Wow.
Right. Man.
That's Kevin LePage's 61 that Carl Edwards went up across the back of. And then it all broke loose behind him. Car slipping and sliding. Kelly Byers involved. Brad Keselowski, watch again.
Oh, you see what happened here. This 61 was not up to speed, and it's almost like these guys moved over and didn't see him.
Talk about one of the biggest fails in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. If you thought the last one was crazy, well, this one is even crazier. Kevin LePage merges back up on the racetrack with an entire pack of race cars going over 200 miles per hour and crashes into Carl Edwards, which would ensue a massive accident behind him, collecting the rest of the field, basically. This was by far one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in NASCAR.
Some grip in these corners.
Ooh, trouble, turn 1. Danica Patrick, Landon Castle tangled up. Castle going for a slide.
Okay, we did not hit anything.
maybe there's more to it. This is off turn 4.
Watch the 88.
Yeah, he's going down the front here, headed toward turn 1. You can see at 190 mile an hour, and he lost a tire.
Did he not? I believe he just drove down through the grass, which is not unusual for doing that here.
Yeah, that's right. Looking back on it, yeah, he clipped the grass.
It's dry with these cars being on the ground so low. I don't think you can clip that grass like you used to.
Wow, did that push back the Lexan windshield and everything?
In arguably one of, if not his best season ever in NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt Jr. makes vicious contact with the outside wall and it bursts into flames after running over the grass on the front stretch. The entire car would be ripped apart when he would run over the grass and then burst into flames as he would hit the wall. Thankfully, Jr. was okay after this horrific accident.
Under caution, Kyle Larson hit the radio, says, feels like I have a flat tire. No, not good.
You got a flat tire. You also have no tire.
That comes off.
That is a massive, massive moment in this race, Clint. Wow.
After all those laps, it just comes off, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain that, Clint. You know, typically it would feel like the tire was moving around, like the car was skewing out, and I could see why he would think that he had a flat tire with that wheel moving around on the.
He's going to have to stay aggressive, stay tight on the door of this 5.
Oh, around goes the 5.
Loose under you, keep coming.
He slides it into the wall, he goes, the caution comes out.
Just get it rolling, you're fine.
No air on the 5 as he was going through turn 1, and around he went.
Wallace had to lift quite a bit to not get taken away in that wreck with the 5. They go down to the corner, it's like the back end just comes right around.
And remember, this is on older tires. You know, so although we haven't seen a massive difference in tire grip between old and new, you are sailing down into turn 1. And we talk about how little grip it is down there, and just the back of the car just comes around on him.
Junior, you mentioned it. The 23 had to slow way down to stay out of the turn.
This mistake right here almost cost Kyle Larson a shot at the Final Four in 2023. He ended up wrecking himself out of the lead while racing hard with Bubba Wallace at Texas Motor Speedway. They entered turn number 1 side by side. Larson drove it in a little harder than he probably should have, and it just sent his car spinning around backwards, collecting the outside wall. He was able to go down pit road and make some minimal repairs to his car, but it wasn't enough to gain any more points on that day.
All right, thank you, Jack. Well, the pace car, we understand, has been stolen. The officials are not driving this thing, and somebody has actually gotten in the pace car and stole it.
There are at least 2 policemen on motorcycles, plus this car, that are pursuing the pace car right now. And up till now, the pace car has not been caught. They've created a roadblock there coming off of turn number 4, head towards the tri-oval, and we think there is some unusual drama occurring here.
Let's see what happens when he gets to the roadblock. Will he try to go through it, or will he stop and be captured? And I guess he's going to stop. Well, this is certainly
Well, I've heard the story of that man who makes a living by going around crashing parties, but this is certainly a first.
And you can see the crowd standing and applauding the officials who finally have captured this thief.
It has been a bizarre day. We underwent a period of about 10 minutes where the track was without power. At least many of the significant points, including the press box, our broadcast facilities, as well as the public address, had no...
2 spots to see who's going to get their shot at winning tonight, and for the second time, and that's a big hit for the 34 of Jesse Awuji.
We were just talking during the commercial break, Michael and I, and we've been watching everyone's time. At least 2.5, 3/10 of a second of speed gone out of this racetrack since qualifying. And it's obviously grip.
Yes, it is, and the trucks are slipping and sliding. We've seen a couple examples of that, and that was a scary ride for Jesse as he lost it coming off turn 4.
Well, he hit that inside wall a ton.
It was really scary too, because we know that pit road is full of trucks waiting to qualify.
NASCAR positions the trucks down towards turn 1, keeping them out of harm's way, but man.
Well, and there's also people, as well as you see there, including a NASCAR official, but credentialed.
When qualifying in the Truck Series, Jesse Iwuji makes hard contact with the inside pit wall and creates a very dangerous situation for anybody on pit road at the time. Remember, NASCAR has those cars staged at the front of pit road, so thankfully he was able to crash at the entrance of pit road, because if it was the exit, with all the pit crews and teams and trucks sitting there, it would have been very dangerous.
Let me know if it's a radiator or oil cooler.
And a problem for the 20 of Kenseth.
Oh, they're going behind the wall. You heard on the radiator, on the radio, is it the radiator or the oil cooler? So there must be a leak of some sort. You see the nose crushed in right here. I think it happened coming to pit road, didn't it, Jeff?
Mechanical. Pull it over here behind the wall.
It almost had to. I saw everybody bottled up on pit road. You see the safety trucks on pit road.
Yeah, the ambulance stops right at the commitment line.
That's just a miscommunication. I don't know if NASCAR told them to roll, or if they rolled by themselves and pit road was open. Normally pit road would not be open with the rescue squad there, but you can see right here they have no idea he's supposed to be, that he's going to be there. He's not supposed to be there. He shouldn't be there.
Winston Cup director.
And the man in the blue sport coat right on the screen with the dark glasses is David Hoots. He is the race director. He's the referee, basically. His call, ball or strike.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I'm sure he's checked. He may have been wondering how that right front damage looks.
The car.
Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car. He's going around to look at the right front fender. But, oh, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
Pull it out a little bit.
You're not allowed to work on your car under the red flag. Matt?
If this isn't the biggest fail and the biggest way to lose the Great American Race, I don't know what is. Sterling Marlin, with easily one of the fastest cars on that afternoon, was leading the race with only a couple laps to go. But he had a little bit of damage on his right front fender after the accident that involved him going to the red flag. So he decided to get out of his race car under the red flag, take his window net down, and walk around to the side of his race car to pull the fender out to make sure he was able to keep going to finish the race. That is something you cannot do in NASCAR, and it ended up costing him because he had to go to the back of the field and restart last on the last restart of the race and was not able to win the Daytona 500.
If we win this race, you have to correct the back of the car. Got it? Really? Yes. Got it? Don't have to hit it hard. Don't have to destroy it. But you got to do a donut. You got to hit the back end, or somebody's got to hit you in the ass end or something. Okay?
Unique thing about this is that is the gas man. He's allowed to normally be over 3 pit boxes away if he's gassing the car, but look at him. He has no gas can in his hand. They do that for safety. They don't want him holding a 100-pound gas can trying to jump over instantly. So the fact that he was on the ground more than 1 box away was a penalty in this situation. He really didn't even have
a disastrous pit stop for Kyle Busch. They lost the left rear wheel.
You see all this on the left rear over here. You see that the jackman let the car down before the guy had a chance to tighten the left rear tire up.
Yeah, a lot of times those jackmen, they go off the left front. Watch, he has his eyes on the left front. Little bit of an issue getting the left rear on. No lug nuts on that left rear. Dropped the jack. Never even looked back.
Looked like a possible hand injury to the left rear tire carrier.
A lot of damage to the car riding around this racetrack without a left rear tire.